All right, today I want to talk about painting stucco. So I've got a house right here that's got some stucco accents on it. And one of the main questions is, should you back roll stucco now? And then another question is, should you even paint the stucco anyways? And stucco, unlike the siding itself definitely has a really short lifespan on the siding. Stucco is going to last a lot longer. You know, in our climate here, you'll see the stucco accents and it kind of tears, you know, down into the body of the stucco. Those are all built up with foam. The stucco itself is really easy to damage, but they put foam up, staple the foam up, and then they just drive it right over the top of that. And usually you don't get cracks there, but in the field of the stucco, we do see stucco getting cracks a lot up here in our climate. This stucco is in really good condition. It had kind of like a few dings here and there that we just filled in with Cat 5 trowelable elastomeric sealant. Other than that, we don't have any cracks or hairline cracks anywhere in the stucco. Now, should you paint stucco? Stucco is flat by nature, but the color looks fresh and nice, and it does fade over time. I'm sure this, I wasn't here when this house was new, it's 22 years ago. It's faded probably 2, 3, 4 shades lighter probably. So refreshing the stucco back to its original color can be an option, or you can just repaint it a different color. Repainting stucco does pose a lot of challenge because there's a lot of infinite number of angles to it, so you can't just spray it straight on and walk away, because you get on a ladder, look down, you're going to see the old color again. You're going to walk to the side, you're going to see the old color again. That's where back rolling is going to fill in the stucco. If you're using a thick paint or elastomeric paint, it's going to take away some of the characteristics of the stucco. So this stucco is in really good condition. I don't want to back roll it. I'm going to be spraying it with paint, but I'm going to be spraying it at multiple different angles. I'm going to be spraying it straight on. I'm going to get on a ladder. I'm going to spray it at a downward angle. I'm going to spray it at an upward angle. I'm going to spray it at the 2 side angles. So painting stucco does take a lot more paint than it does the side of the house. You got to take that into account. If you're painting a whole entire house, it's probably going to take you 2 to 3 times more paint to paint the stucco because of the infinite number of angles or the amount you got to load on to back roll if you are back rolling it. I only back roll stucco if we've got hairline cracks. We're filling in hairline cracks, and then with a caulking technique that we use, a sponge caulking technique, and then we go over it. We spray it heavy, back roll it to help hide those hairline cracks. On the body of the house, the trim of the house, I use a satin. On the front door, I use a satin. Typically on shakes and stucco, I want it to look natural again. I don't want to put a satin sheen on it. I want it to be flat. So we're using a bare flat. I want it as flat as it can be because I want it to look natural. So I'm going to be spraying it. I use an airless sprayer. Typically going to drop my pressure down to about 1800 PSI. Today, I'm spraying the stucco. I've got my Tritec T4 out here and spraying it with a 515 tip. I always use a gun extension so I can reach easier, so I don't have to get on a ladder typically to do the stucco. And then by using an extension, I'm not so close to the surface where I'm getting kicked back and breathing paint. I've hit it once up and down, and now I'm just going to hit it in a random pattern all the way around here. So you might ask, well, why do you have to get on the ladder and spray looking down? Well, what if the customer was up here installing Christmas lights and your stucco was white and now you painted it black, and you're going to get up here and now you're going to see, white looking down on it. That's an extreme example, but we've done drastic color changes on stucco, and it's really important to, shoot downward looking at it. Because we're doing the house almost a similar color. I chose a color I felt like was the actual color of the stucco original before it faded. Now I don't have to worry about the garage door because I'm going to be painting the garage door. This is flat. It's a Bear Dynasty, and it's a self-priming paint. It could go right on the metal door. We're going to be doing the metal door, but we'll eventually be doing it with a satin sheen. So if I shoot it straight on like this, Now by shooting it straight on, if I stood literally right here, I would be able to see the different color because all the ins and outs, highs and lows, peaks and valleys, it creates these different angles. So now, instead of spraying it up and down, straight forward, I'm gonna spray it sideways, coming at a different angle. Just like that. And I'm not gonna spray it all at once. I'm not gonna do all the angles all at once. I typically will shoot up and down, go around, let that dry, and then I'm gonna shoot a different angle, let that dry, shoot a different angle, let that dry, because as it dries, you'll end up seeing the stuff you missed. My gun is spraying at an upward angle right here. So that when all this upper stuff is definitely gonna have the other color showing through, looking down on it. Now I can shoot my second angle and then let it dry. So but I wouldn't shoot more than one angle at a time. So I'm gonna shoot, I went up and down and I'm gonna shoot across looking down. Looking down here because the top of this didn't get shot from there, so I'm gonna shoot down. The top of the diamond didn't get shot. If I miss anything here, I'm just gonna come across. I'm gonna shoot downward at my light. If the customer ever gets up here to change light bulbs, they'd be looking down. So you want to make sure you're spraying at a downward angle. It's definitely more difficult doing stucco if you're doing the same color to know that you've gotten everything. You can see those stucco patches I did completely disappeared using Cat 5 stucco patch. This drip metal right here, we're gonna paint it the same color as the fascia, so it doesn't matter to get overspray on it. Usually what I do is I'll leave my sprayer set up all day with the stucco color. I'll keep coming back after it dries, look at it at a different angle and shoot it again. What you don't want to do is shoot your stucco once or twice and then clean your sprayer out and go to a different color, because invariably throughout the day, different lighting conditions, you're gonna see spots you missed. So I'm going back just looking for anything light, but I'm also shooting kind of like diagonally now from this side. I don't see any. I think everything's covered extremely well. Just make it all random. You don't want to shoot any consistent pattern. Yeah, and that's critical. heating or cooling their house. So seal to protect from air. It's like, I swear, man, it's like